everyone. Today's video is a special video where I interviewed people about their stories that they have lived through and how stories have affected their lives. So this is my high school English teacher, Miss Oberhansley. This is another English teacher at this school, and she taught me in my sophomore year. Yep. This is my psychology teacher. Her name is Mrs. Kitchen. This is my dad, and I am going to ask him 6 questions about stories and how they affect us in our lives. So the first question is, what is your story or the legacy that you want to leave behind?
The legacy I want to leave behind is that I lived a life of quiet competence in helping my fellow men and women across the world.
I think as being a teacher, my legacy, I hope that students learn to love literature, and if they don't learn to love literature, at least to tolerate it and understand that there's power in words.
How are stories important to you, and how do they affect your life?
Everybody has a story to tell, and I always like hearing other people's stories because there's so much to learn from other people. Mm-hmm. Plus, you can experience things that you would never be able to just through the story of someone else.
Do you have a favorite novel, song,
movie,
gosh, TV series, and why is it your favorite, and how does the story make it worth your time?
You probably remember this. My favorite book, people ask me all the time, what's my favorite book? It's really hard for an English teacher to tell you what your favorite book is, but it's The Princess Bride, hands down. I love that book. I read it when I was in high school. I saw the movie when I was a kid. I remember it was the first movie I saw. I remember seeing with my entire family, as a family outing. We went to go see the movie, and that's how old I am. But the book, I just remember thinking, this is the coolest story.
But I think you know that my favorite fiction book would be The Lord of the Rings. Mm-hmm. And it was because it built a world of credibility that allowed good to triumph.
Would you ever write a book? And if you did, what genre would it be, and what would you want to express through the story?
If I did, it would probably be a fiction narrative about, it wouldn't be, well, it could even be historical fiction, but it would be probably about people I know and things, and who did things that I cared about. So yeah, it would be a narrative, it would be fiction, but it would be pretty personal.
Yeah. Do the stories of those who came before you, whether they're family, ancestors, or just people who have written things in the past, like authors, how did they affect you, those stories?
Well, I think when they speak of those things that I've been talking about, they touch me, they speak to me from within. They cultivate desire within me to be like them, to step it up, to be bigger than I am, and they encourage me.
Definitely. I always think about, I come from a long line of teachers. That kind of affects why I decided to become a teacher, but also just how we view education. But I always think about my grandparents and how the struggles that they went through. I think about my mom and the things that she's gone through, and kind of her story and her strength and her, her attitude towards things have always affected the way that I live my life.
Why is it important to you to share your story, or for anyone to share their story?
Well, I think through life you learn a lot of lessons, and lessons are generally learned through some pain, some trial. And so I just think from human to human, we want to help one another.
I truly do think that stories are very impactful and that we should always share them. So if you have a story to share, which everyone does, please comment it below to share with everyone else, and let's just have a big party of storytelling. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next Tuesday with another new video. Bye!